If you're left or right, you're wrong and you're the problem. I say this because of what you allow, what you undermine, and how 2 minutes of critical thinking will really show you the issues that being on any side causes. Really quickly before I begin, I just want to say thank you guys for all the views on the last video. I'm not sure about the likes, but I'll take what I can get when it comes to spreading a message. Next, please listen to this whole video as I want to show you a big issue in our current political system. And lastly, if you are on the far left or the far right, then this video isn't for you. Well, it is for you, but if you're not willing to learn, then this isn't for you. But without further ado, let's begin. Now first, there are a couple things we have to understand about these two political parties. Let's get a general understanding of their beliefs, their demographic, their contributions, and what they represent. Let us begin with the left. Their general belief is that the government is a tool to fix the inequalities of the world, things like poverty, race, gender, health, etc. They want these inequalities fixed through welfare, public health care, and food assistance. They believe in more strict regulations for corporations and heavier taxes on wealthy people to fund this. Their demographic trends are generally Gen Z to millennials, racial minorities, women, LGBT members, college educated, lower income, public sector workers, academia, and art students with little to no religious ground. Some of their contributions are the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination based on color, creed, religion, and their emphasis on clean energy investments. Overall, they represent a place where the minority and the oppressed are never left out, and anyone who cares about the well-being of others would agree with this concept. Now the Republicans. Their general belief is to limit government power and have a free market with low taxes, strong national defense, state rights over federal mandates, and traditional family roles. The demographic tends to be rural small-town populations consisting of older white men, business owners, blue-collar workers, veterans, and religious voters. Their contributions are the abolishment of slavery and the Criminal Justice Reform Act. Overall, I would say they represent a place where you have to pull yourself by your bootstraps, defend the country, and build it at the same time. Now, they both sound good at face value. One wants to help the lower end while the other wants to give you the opportunity, if you're in the middle end, to go to the upper end. But when you actually take a closer look, it's heavily divided and bloated by assumptions of one another. It's filled with extremists and ultra-wealthy who ruin it for both ends. We're left with the idea that the right thinks the left are big-boned softy communists who want to ruin America with diversity and inclusion, while the far left thinks the right is full of SS soldiers who want an authoritarian country where white men are at the top and free to ruin the environment. And unfortunately, these people are the ones who get the microphones and cameras. You see things like Republicans with swastikas in their home and liberals pushing LGBT studies on kids who barely even know their name. And that's not the truth for the majority of Republicans or Democrats. But when you push this in the media 24/7, you start to not be able to tell a propaganda campaign from a coincidence. And when you can't tell it apart, you're left with a feeling that your side is correct and the other side are a bunch of animals who want to control you or your children. This in return divides your neighborhood, your country, your state, your world. Our once productive discussions on how to improve our country while both addressing our issues at the same time have now turned into gotcha moments and compilations of watching the other side express their frustration. And when you take a step back, doesn't it sound like a petty squabble between two children and a toy doll? I mean, they both have an idea of what the doll should look like, but instead of trying to merge both ideas into a new look that pleases both, they cut a straight line down the middle and it's half and half, and now it looks worse than when it started. There's no connection, there's no synchronicity, there's no fluidity. And in typical kid fashion, it'll eventually turn into a tug-of-war with the doll till both halves are split down the middle. And now they both have the ideal doll that they want, but it's a half. And if you both have a half, there's no whole. And as I explain this to you, you might ask yourself, but why would the media push division? I'll tell you. Every second you're rage baiting a liberal or a Republican on the internet is every second you don't see that both parties are funded by the same group. Like IPOC, for example, who funded Kamala and Trump under the same political race. And that's before we mention the media outlets who make bank off of your engagement, off of your anger. All these slurs and mean comments you make about the other party, it's straight dollar bills to them. So, to make an example, imagine this. If you owned an oil tycoon, you don't need liberals getting away with their regulations. So you'll pay the right to deregulate those restrictions that hold your company back and pay someone to run an Owning the Libs YouTube channel. You get your oil money back with a profit, you get a loyal political party on your back pocket, and no one cares because they're either paid off or too distracted thinking about the other side as being a threat to mankind. If I'm far right or if I'm far left, I think that the opposing political party are demons who lack moral character. In my opinion, that's the cleanest operation if I've ever seen it. And the crazy part is, only me and you lose in this whole thing. Our friends and our families drift apart, we can't compromise, we hate each other, and most importantly, we can never be wrong. And other way around, if I was far right looking at the left, and we are left with this division and controlled opposition while our CEOs and politicians laugh all the way to the bank. So if I had to tell you this, or if you have to tell somebody else this, don't be a Republican, don't be a Democrat, be a United States citizen. Don't vote based off of left or right, vote based off of pure logic and reasoning. Don't let your emotions vote for you. Don't be scared when it comes to this. And just have a clear head. You know, information comes fast and you know what happens when you jump straight to conclusions. So take it slow and read up on it. Lastly, keep this in mind. This is the most important part. It's us versus them. It's not left versus right. It's not straight versus gay. It's not black versus white. It's up versus down. It is strictly the rich versus the middle class and poor. But enough rambling. We have to get to sleep and show up at work and watch your favorite news channel, right?